Hello, and welcome to the fourth game of the sixth stage of the World Championship of Through the Ages. I adjusted the input volume of my micro, so I think the sound should be better in this one. And yeah, so it's the second three-player game against E5 and Pascalotopia, and there's something special about this game. As you know, I won the first three games, but now I do not know the outcome of this game either, because I have not looked at the final standings. The game has just finished a bit ago, and I have not looked at the results, so I will find out along with you. So let us rush through this video, because I want to know the ending. Leaders, wonders, too late. Picking pyramids in first position, good choice. Good wonder. Could take Boudica. It's a good leader, and the others on the row are less good. But pyramids is more better than the wonders. Then Boudica is better than the leaders. Does that sentence make sense? I don't know. Pyramids is just very good. I'm always happy to have pyramids, even though I'm giving leader and wonder to the second player. But yeah, whatever. And then third, either maybe Homer, and yeah, Pascalotopia takes Homer, which means there's no leader on one, which was to be expected, but yeah, I'll just wait a turn. Because also there were some leaders like Alex, Confucius, Ashoka. Like, you don't really want a Confucius turn late, but he's strong enough that it's okay, I guess. And Alex or Ashoka, you could have them on the second turn maybe. And still be fine. So taking urban growth and frugality. Yeah, so urban growth is usable, frugality to rich land a bit harder, and probably just going Confucius next turn. Maybe I could go Alex if there's a leader on the row, we'll see. So Boudica and just take an urban growth, yeah. But both Alex and Confucius will be available still. Yeah, and that's awkward. There's, yeah, because all the leaders are here, he cannot simply elect a leader and take a card, because this card is the blank card, and so he kind of has to take something for 2, and so he takes the Colossus for 2. But there's Universitas on the card row, so it would be really nice to not have Colossus. I suppose there's Suez, yeah, there's Suez, and there's Cook, so Colossus is fine. It would be really nice to have Universitas. But then, what do you do with the turn? Just elect Homer and take the blank card. So that's awkward too. Or not elect and take frugality for 2. Bread, I don't know. No Pierre. So kind of tough decision. Like, Colossus is not bad with the Suez and Cooked in the game, but starting with Universe is just so nice. Maybe a little bit bad with Homer, because you cannot replace him as soon, but I don't know. Yeah. And so my time to pick a leader now, and I'll just go with Confucius. He's just very strong, and I take Code of Laws. So not building the lab. Could build lab, take frugality, but yeah, having early Code of Laws, especially with Confucius, very nice. It's just this card is just so good, so you're happy to take it for 2. And he takes Leo. Okay, so kind of depends on getting an alchemy, because printing press is not always possible to go for. All the good leaders for it are in the game, literally all 3 of them. So could go printing press if that's how it turns out. So I think picking up this Leo for 1 is perfectly fine then. Let's go into consumption. Yeah, could he get out of corruption? No. So yeah, he has to increase. Guess that's, yeah. So then he has to increase population. Okay. Well, he already produced. Let's go on. So taking urban growth and frugality, just some solid yellow cards for 1 action, and building a stage and electing Homer. So building the stage instead of the lab is interesting. Not sure. I would like to have the lab first, but of course with the urban growth you could say at least you have an easy way to use the urban growth next turn then. So maybe that's why. And of course could get free religion, of course, but I still prefer building lab usually, and even and risking not having the free religion warrior, but this works too, especially with the urban growth. I can see it. Means knights will fall to 1 for me, and I see the not an event and an aggression, and 2 rocks come out. I get the pyramids, of course, and knights, and build lab with the urban growth. Yeah, perfect. Works out very nice. I get both the pyramid and the second lab. I get the knights in hand. I have a tactic for it even, so that's good. Don't go into consumption. Don't have free worker. But yeah, looks fair. I'm happy with this. Having the knight for the tactic, for with the tactic, having the code, having the pyramids. It's good, and Confucius. So keeping border conflict and drawing more tactics. Okay. Okay, finishing Colosseum, taking Forbidden City, and with Civil Life, he took a rock from Boudica, so this worked out nicely. And then with Civil Life, what did he do? I built a farm for 1. Okay. Third farm, interesting. Not the most usual. Passes on this first printing press, I think that's fine. You still prefer to go for alchemy, probably. And yeah, having this farm now lets him get a new pop out next turn already. That's nice. Still, yeah, it's a little irregular, but why not? Planning comes out. So we get politics, science, warfare, so probably just science for most of us. And then Gutenberg, take the printing press. Yeah. They built a second warrior. Yeah, he built a second warrior. And Homer writes an epic work about the Colossus. Sure. Probably good stories to tell about this. And then, oh, he took the printing press normally and used Gutenberg to build the lab. Okay. So yeah, he'll have to go for printing press then, probably. This is 1 alchemy gone. So he kinda, like, even after going for this press with Gutenberg, he kinda really wants to have the second copy of alchemy. because otherwise Gutenberg will run out of things to do with the book writing. So not really sure about this. Like I said, there are good leaders for the presses, so can definitely work. But yeah, you could have like maybe do a little more normal and just take the iron instead of the Gutenberg things. Yeah, I'm not sure. With the frugality, it's nice. You have some extra pop. But yeah, he has plans. Like I said, it's because of these leaders. I don't think he would do this if the good leaders for the printing press aren't in, but it can be a nice setup for those leaders. Probably just seeding Legion, yeah. And so I get the iron for one, that's nice. Can develop it, upgrade, take the alchemy 2, and just pop and reveal the phalanx. Okay, so first of all, yeah, going for the iron I think is fairly obvious. It's here for one, I can upgrade immediately, it's nice. Next, taking the alchemy away is very important because, like I said, Leo's waiting for the alchemy, and also Pascalotopia really wants a second copy. So if E5 has to pay like 2, maybe even 3 actions for that second alchemy, it hurts him, and also it hurts Pascalotopia because he doesn't get the second alchemy. So yeah, the fact that I get this for one is just very nice because I may go for it myself, it's a solid card, but it's also something that both my opponents kind of require. So I'm really happy to get this. And then I reveal the phalanx. Yeah, because next turn I'll have 5 signs anyways, so probably just want to go for a knight and go for the phalanx instead of going for his fighting band first. Because that doesn't really matter now. Well, it could maybe, but I just don't want to waste an extra military action at some point. So Boudica builds warrior for free, and then just build stages on the Forbidden City, and that's a rich land. Yeah, not much to see. He could have gone for monarchy, but he already has a third military action, so it's not as valuable. So just prefers to wait for H2 government. Although with the Forbidden City it's okay, you have 6 actions. But yeah, if you don't need a third military action, then it's not as valuable, I suppose. Also would block him, like it would spend most of his signs now, so it might block him from going alchemy next turn, for example. So just populating and then building this with, or developing this with Gutenberg, and he takes the monarchy and the breakthrough. So breakthrough for one is nice, takes this monarchy. Not sure there's a big reason for it because the iron will drop to 1 for e5 regardless, and don't really see a big reason for placing any cards. Maybe just wants the deck a bit slower, or well, you have to pick something. He has a lot of population now, so he will be able to go for 2 presses. That's nice, but he still would like the alchemy because it will be around the end of H1 then, but yeah, unless you get like scientific methods or something, or a replacement leader of course, that's also possible. But it's could still be nice for him to have things to do. So just the aggression again. Yeah. Historic goes to Pascalotopia. And now I go for the knights, completing my phalanx. Take urban growth and reserves. And more. Also monarchy. So the monarchy may be a revolution plan. A little less good with the fifth. On the other hand, it's nice with the monarchy with one extra action is fine. Having to do an extra action revolution is not as good, but okay. But maybe I'm not really planning a revolution right now because probably next turn I'm replacing Confucius, which means I'll have 4 science. Can go for alchemy then. Although taking a leader requires me to play these reserves first, probably, or maybe build a religion or something. But that's a little awkward. But yeah, maybe just play reserves, take leader, replace this, and then upgrade something. Yeah, could be fine, and then just go for monarchy normally, probably later on. And have the code of laws as well. So with monarchy, code of laws, pyramids, I have a good government anyway. So that's I guess why I just pick up this monarchy. Not taking Fred. Seems interesting here because I did build a knight and increase my population this turn. So it looks like Fred could be good. If I remember correctly from this game, I definitely tried that, and it was kind of weird because I just didn't have anything to do with the extra civil actions I saved. So I saved the population or whatever, but it just didn't work out nicely, and I couldn't find, like, I didn't really gain anything from using Fred in this turn. And also I really want one more science out of Confucius because for getting the alchemy going, otherwise I'm kind of stuck. And then my hand was I was going to run into troubles with hand size if I didn't get that 4th science for alchemy. So I think that was the main reason I didn't go for Fred. There's Sitchka and Bella. And both of my opponents have leaders and Zitska is on the row. So that's maybe also another reason. I probably just want Zitska. He will be available for 1 civil action, so this thing for getting the 4th science will work for sure. And then with the phalanx, I threaten to go for the 2nd phalanx, which is nice. So I think that's the plan. Throwing deposits. Reign of Terror, it's nice. It hits somebody that isn't me, always good. And then goes for Leo. And okay. Yeah, he got the extra rock and then got to finish this and then use the Boudica rocks to build this, but no tactic. Okay, so this is problematic, kinda, because he's missing this alchemy and it will be taken away by Pascalotopia, for sure, I think. So he goes Leo, he has to elect him to get that 1 extra rock to get the Forbidden City, that's nice, but now he's with the Leo that isn't producing extra science. There's 1 more printing press in the deck. Yeah, he'll have to hope for that. And yeah, Forbidden City makes sure that he can just put population into it. So that's the plan then. But it's always awkward having to go for Leo before getting the science going. Cartography, that's interesting, and EG. Doesn't take the alchemy, but it will drop off anyway. I'm not sure. I really like having the alchemy with Gutenberg, but I guess with the three, with Darwin, Gaudi, Shakespeare in, you have reasonable chance that one of them will be available soon, and either that or scientific method or something. So his Gutenberg will probably not be too problematic soon. I'd still have liked to pick it up, but he takes the cartography instead, basically. So yeah, he probably seeded colonies, I guess. Not much more. Takes the EG. This is not for an H1 wonder, but there are good H2 wonders. There's Swiss Ocean Liner. Yeah, there's also bad H2 wonders. Kremlin is fine, but not really working here. So yeah, just preparing for. I mean, he has a colony. He sets up for more colonies. He has a Colossus draw, so he just wants Suez basically, and Ocean Liner also always good, of course. So the two very OP wonders are both in, and he's set up for the Suez, and everybody is always set up for an Ocean Liner. So yeah. That's border conflict now, and uncertain borders. So nice. A nice gift. And did I miss something? I thought I needed. Where did one extra science come from? Probably yeah, Confucius events has been revealed before. Yeah, so that's why this already works before, and I don't have to pay the reserves first. Okay, and yeah, I knew about Confucius events obviously, so this was probably reasonable to assume that I would not have to play the reserves and just could go for the alchemy before going for the leader. And now I complete the second phalanx, upgrade one lab, and take the cultural heritage. Yeah, definitely good because I still have some stuff to develop. We'll have 2 unhappy workers, but okay, no uprising problems at least, and yeah, I now got 12 strength, so that's some good pressure. Also upgrading things, have the 5th action, so looks good. This is more awkward, still has the Leo problem. Can start upgrading now, has the 5th action, okay. And yeah, Pascalotopia is setting up for a good culture boost, I think. It's gaining 2 per 2 from troop per turn from Gutenberg and has basically 6 actions already. Yeah, but I like this too. Barbarians Rebellion. It's good to draw this rebellion. I'm happy to have this because I know it's not gonna happen. That's definitely a worry that I don't have to think about now. So upgrading on mine and go for knight and copy phalanx, I suppose. Yes. And then take the swordsman as well. Yeah. The printing press is here and it's gone. So Leo is not doing his job. He's slacking off. So yeah, upgrade the mine, increase pop, take knight, develop knight. Yeah, I guess he really needs this knight because I'm going to 12 strength. So he has to build his knight basically, and then he doesn't have any population to put in a printing press, and has to hope for a scientific method. If it comes out now, like he can take it for 3, has exactly the signs, 1 rock from Leo gives him exactly the rock to go for it, and then he's saved. So that's the big thing. If he gets that, then all is well. If not, then this is a sad Leonardo. Draws 2 cards and gives open borders to e5, makes sense. No tactic here, just a 3rd warrior. No tactic. Okay. So he's at 6th rank, but he drew 3 H2 cards, will draw 3 more. So he's likely to be safe. Actually has 4 MAs, even 2 H1 defense cards will do it, and 6 H2 draws. That means he's probably safe. Irrigation, not sure why. Oh yeah, I remember I really expected him to take Ocean Liner, really. I saw this, it's the first card in H2, and I thought for sure he's taking it. He has the EG, but regardless, it's well, literally the earliest possible Ocean Liner. So I don't know why he didn't take it. I was very happy, but I thought he would take it for sure. So he builds a library, develops a cartography, builds a warrior, and then breakthrough for 2, rich land, irrigation. You could just not take all of this and take Ocean Liner, I think. I guess if he really wants the Suez, he probably has a good colony, has some seeded, so he really doesn't want to miss on the Suez, I guess. But it's still, that's risky. I mean, if Suez is super late, then you give up a lot of value by not taking this Ocean Liner, and also you're giving it to me. I put in the Barbarians because Pascalotopia has a lot of culture. Yeah. Take Ocean Liner, obviously. And Cultural Heritage Code. And upgrade the lab. Yeah, I have just enough to finish this next turn, I suppose. Not sure about upgrading the lab instead of the mine. Because now I'll have exactly. Oh no, I already produced. Never mind. So yeah, then I guess I just I'm not going to get Ocean Liner next turn regardless. So I suppose I just feel like I'll need more science still in this game, because on 2 Alchemist not really huge production. There's extras from Confucius, both from seeding and from non-events. So this is fine, but I'm still going to need more science and rocks in this game, probably. I think that's why, but not 100% sure if it's right. So common, and the second irrigation even. Yeah, but he has 3 mines, that makes irrigation better, I think. Also cheap tech for Leo to gain a rock, so that's okay. Leo's at least doing something. but no scientific method showed up. But he got a common, that's good, but there's also two more governments coming. Also we both have, I have it in hand, Pascalotopia in play. So there's a colony and he gets it basically. Yeah, I guess going for a colonization strategy, that makes me understand the irrigation actually also better, because you stay pretty low in the yellow bank, so irrigation works okay. Goes for medieval army, has Cavs and the wave now, so he's actually pretty safe, especially with these Colossus rows. We have to assume that he has one defense card at least. And yeah, with the wave and the Cavs, he can actually get quite a bit of strength now. Waiting for the iron, of course. And Gutenberg did not work. So all these leaders are just jobless. Politics of strength going in and barbarians coming out. It's nice. I take the common. So yeah, maybe that's also why I upgrade the lab, because I saw the governments at the end and I just want to go for common instead of monarchy now. E.g. I got that for 3 actions, but it means I get to finish Ocean Liner, so that's good. Get the 2 mine upgrades in and take this E.g. and then I can finish that. So that's good. Yeah, clearly science is going to be the main bottleneck still, because I need to go for this common at some point and then other stuff. But it's looking nice. Draw some tactics. Guess this one's nicer. Yeah, we'll need both rifles and cannon though, so again the science will be tricky. We'll see. And revolution. Okay. That's nice, I think. I mean, it's a good thing for him to do. No corruption? Yeah, corruption is corruption, but okay. There's still no science tech here, and yeah, the problem of course is that even if it appears now, it will be 3 turns for him to get one now. So, unless he gets the Rev ID basically. But he has actions now, there's that. No Harvard in the game either. Maybe go for Darwin next, because this Leo is just not gonna do anything now. What's nice is that the coal will stay on 2, the Suez will stay on 3, but he can probably just go for the coal now and nobody's getting the Suez, right? Maybe E5 if he has autonomous or developed even. Maybe he could. Okay, so he gets at least out of the complete hole, but we get more science out of this. And I'm very happy with this event actually. Like I said, I need more science. And Pascalotopia actually takes the Darwin. Yeah, he has the 2 of each and indeed goes for coal. Yeah, looks nice. Darwin producing 4 culture already. Gutenberg had done the job. He was without work for 2 turns, I think, but okay. He set up the Darwin really well, so this is good. And he got to take the call for 1. Yeah, okay. I didn't really probably look at that, but yeah, that's really nice. Got the discount on the coal taking, and has a lot of culture now, so he's going to be running away with the culture a little bit. While e5, I think, just has problems with the science and everything, and also a lot of culture to catch up eventually. He lost a warrior to the barbarians, so that's something good, because even if it's just a warrior, yeah, and with his it's one less guy that can go colonize something, so it's still relevant, and it's just a population, of course. New deposits going in now, and a science for everybody, and I can go for the common, so that's great. Yeah, common and ocean liner, I suppose. Yes, please, thank you. And take Richland. Oh yes, yes. I destroyed the Suez. Yes. I really did not want him to have this. He almost certainly has a good colony at this point. Already has 2 colonies in play. Can gain more colonies. So I felt like if he gets this Suez, that's a big problem. So I will deny it by taking away the Richland and the Frugality, which aren't the most useful cards for me. I will not get a breeding. These will be gone. So this Frugality probably never does anything. I can go reverse Frugality at some point, but then what I'm gonna do with the 3 foot. So that I don't know which was on which position actually. But regardless, I'm just not going to load this ocean land. This rich land, though, I think is still nice because I have a lot of population, and I will go for the fourth mine probably at some point with this rich land. I like doing that when I have ocean liner, when I have a lot of population in general. Just grab a rich land and go for a fourth mine. That's just really nice. So just this frugality, I think, is not very sensible by itself at this point, but who knows, there might be good harvest. I don't think that's already did it. No, I don't know. There might appear some food at some point for a prosperity or whatever, and so maybe this frugality is still just something sometime. But yeah, this is not happening is just very good. So happy with this turn. Also taking opera, I have to look at the leaders. There is Dietrich, Chaplin too, so Fleming. So yeah, makes sense to have the opera in hand. Even Gaudi maybe, don't think I'm going Shakespeare here. That needs too much at this point, but Gaudi, yeah, I'm not really a Gaudi setup either. Also switching tactic apparently, so it's a little more strength, thanks to Jitka providing the cannons. And I draw fortifications, not really usable here I think, and maybe if I don't get rifles, it's not ideal at this point. Negotiations, great. Okay, this was seeded by me, so I get 3 more rocks. Okay, upgrade all the things and take an urban road and a journalism, yeah. So he is still on this Leo, but at least looks like next turn he's gonna get him going. Yeah. Yeah, I said I wasn't getting breeding, but of course both opponents have irrigation, so maybe I am actually getting a breeding. I don't know. Deposits. Okay, I'm happy this came out before the call. Or yeah, probably I am. And team sports. Yeah, with Darwin makes sense. Just takes it for one action. And he developed something again without building. It's the theme of this video series. Every time, always Pascalotopia too. So yeah, of course, could be many reasons for that: freedom of movement, arms industry, dark ages, or yeah, the possibility that any of those are in, or just an action that had no use or whatever. So all possible reasons for this, but it's funny that it happens so often. Yeah, gets his second call. Still big culture read, still increasing. So and the call means he has a good economy. Little government though, so that's a bit of a problem. Not gonna have the biggest science production if he wants an H3 government, but okay. Still culture lead plus the good rocks means it's gonna be a little tricky to catch up. Negotiations go in and good harvest comes out actually. So it was still possible, and it means this frugality might have use now. Let's see. Take the cannon for 3, yeah, because I really, after revealing this tactic, of course, I really have to have a cannon. And then take Teresa, use that frugality, and extend a free pop from Ocean Liner, and build a second cannon and a religion. So a little tricky to get out of the corruption here, but it works out. The religion is a little awkward to build at this point because you'd rather go for an organized directly, of course. But at least it prevents me from getting double hits by immigration, or yeah, reduces civil unrest from triple hit to double hit. And yeah, I get the 2 armies, that's cool. Get some extra science from Maria, that's also relevant. And yeah, hoping to use his reserves next turn for food. It will be last turn of H2, so I can use it for food and get basically 2 pops for Maria. So yeah, the frugality actually working out before the rich land. So that's nice. I'm really going to need that organized religion, by the way. But yeah, he needs some happy face solution soonish, but don't think he really has to have the organized religion. And yeah, Pascalotopia has a team sport, so I should be fine getting that one. And otherwise, we just have a bunch of sad people until H3, I suppose, and fix it with a pro sports or Chaplin. I don't know. So I still keep this rebellion in hand. Not sure what I didn't really look what I discarded, but yeah, I suppose there might be a point where my opponents, like on the transition to H3, they might have an unhappy worker for a moment, and if I get that organized religion, which I want to have anyway, and I have a lot of actions, so I can probably just take it next turn and build one. And then this rebellion might actually be a nice card to seed. But I probably didn't have a lot of good ones to seed anyway, because I also have this pride here, which I'm clearly not winning, so because I didn't really have more events that I want to seed. Politics of Strength out there, and we'll draw some more now. Cold War, crime wave, civil unrest. Civil unrest, good to see. Not getting hit by it this time. And 2 strength events are still nice. Also war. Okay. So, Leo, finally, you found something to study in. And takes rifles. Yeah, makes sense. Did he copy this tactic? Yeah, abandoning phalanx. Okay. So yeah, finally gets his Leo going for just 1 turn of extra science production, I suppose. But okay, this is nice at least. But yeah, it's in a culture hole now. Although I'm pretty far behind Pascal too at this point, but yeah, it's not like it looks fine now. It's just been a lot of value not gotten from having this Leo. And the scientific methods are on the board now, so they were pretty late. I think the second journalism also. Yeah. So yeah, this went really well. Not well for him. It was a bit of a tricky position, of course. It could have been saved by an early scientific method, but yeah, he got a bit unlucky, and they're all late, the science ticks. And so, but now he has a fine-looking civilization, to be sure. But it's just that he already missed a lot on the way here. Arms industry, so yeah, this cavalryman developed makes sense, and we all have warrior technology, and Pascalotopia me get an extra 2 rocks. Kremlin, yeah. I was gonna say he can finish it, but he can't. Yeah, has to build some military first. Could he? He doesn't produce it. Could he have finished it and just played the wave? Probably wasn't enough, right? Yeah, I don't know. Probably wasn't. Also, yeah, he would have had a happy face. So he kind of has to finish it and go for team sports next turn. Yeah. Which means this rebellion in my hand might still work. Like I see it now, it's gonna be the next event, and if I anti-age, yeah, could be nice. Like even nothing to do with Kremlin, but yeah, his plan is now finish Kremlin, go team sports. But I probably get off successful rebellion here. No rebellion. What did I see? Oh, I'm disappointed. I drew these strength events. I see the Cold War, which is reasonable, of course, to see it. But I'm kind of sad by not getting that rebellion. Let me check. So first, yeah, I didn't really have many colonization cards here, but so I give a full army. Of course, this territory is really nice with Maria. I'll get a lot of populations, like 2 free increases. So yeah, I'm spending the whole army. It's not cheap, but probably worth it. Also not giving it away, of course. But yeah, I'm paying for it. So I was gonna say I see it a Cold War and not a rebellion. So there's no H1 events in this deck. So the rebellion would have been the next event. Let me just see first if I'm ending the H. So yeah, population increases even more. And then I'll have to rebuild some military too, probably. I get that Fort Mine now with the rich land, and I'm actually going for the fortifications, okay, because I don't have the Rifleman. The second copy of Rifleman didn't come out. And also, yeah, I'm not ending the age like this, so if I see the rebellion, if E5 seeds, then Pascalotopia isn't hit by it. But if he doesn't and Pascalotopia does seed, and he gets the Colossus Draws, so maybe more chance, then he would have been hit by the rebellion. And E5 probably gets hit by it anyway, but I think at this point I'm not too worried about hurting E5 and more about getting something against Pascalotopia. On the other hand, you could say, seeding the Cold War then at this point doesn't give me more than Pascalotopia, but maybe it's hard to tell, of course. Maybe E5 gets stronger. I guess I really need science. Still have a lot of texts I want to go for at some point. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't go for the organized religion, of course. So that's. Yeah. Sorry. Live commentaries. No preparations. I developed a strategy instead of going for that organized religion because I want draws probably and yeah. I was gonna rebuild the military and I just wanted to draws more. And so I didn't see the rebellion because I didn't build an organized religion. Okay, then that makes sense. Let's move on. So, economic, yeah, not really something I want to seed because I have the ocean liners, so no food for me. Don't want to see this. For now, don't want to see this. Crimea is okay. And I have a war and an array of aggressions, which I'm hoping to put to use at some point. That's the phalanx. Yeah, no, classical. That's the name. Gets the cannon too. Efficient breakthrough. Yeah, thank you. And an urban growth. Sure. You'll need to build some happy face building very soon because yeah, age is flipping. So he kind of needs pro sport now. Da Vinci actually dying now to add the insult to not having worked a lot in his life. And open borders are gone. And we get a new pact. So neither of them actually seeds, so the whole rebellion thing would not have been working. I guess it would also have been kind of predictable anyway. I mean, if I had built the organized religion and seeded an H1 event at a point when there's not that many unknown events probably, so I guess Pascalotopia wouldn't have fallen for it and then just he would have seen the possibility of having his turn destroyed, I suppose. So maybe it wasn't the best plan anyways. Leaves a breakthrough, that's nice. But yeah, he had to finish Kremlin, go for a team sports, take the rifles, and all very clear, I think. So that was the crime wave, and now Vast goes to Pascalotopia, and he has some cards. Okay. So increase population for free and grab the Mandela because I can. go for the architecture even. Build the religion. And I also need to build a farm. And I build another cannon. Yeah. So I like Mandela. He's very strong. I have these organized religions, so he will produce some more culture later. Spending all my science here basically on the architecture as well. It's a little like I also don't have an action to take that breakthrough here. So I'm not 100% sure about this. Think the reason for it, I do know the reason here. I have 10 rocks remaining, so I'll have an extra pop and I can build 2 more cannons now and go for a war. And I suppose this war is giving me science, and then I can afford this. But I have to build the architecture to have the 10 rocks remaining. Or I suppose I couldn't. Did I take the architecture? Yeah. So I could maybe do this and this. That's an option too. But no, I have the architecture, of course. So, I mean, I'm going to build, like, upgrade this and build another probably at some point, or operas even perhaps. So it's saving me more rocks than it reserves, and just good to have for wonders too. But yeah, definitely a bit costly to spend 6 signs on that and not have the breakthrough. But yeah, I'm probably banking on this war and aggressions after that to make it worth the effort. Draw wonders, that looks not so great. And there's a failed aggression. Yeah, just trying the annex. But not the biggest hope. Already, Pascalotopia just sent away a bunch of cards actually, right? So he spent 2 H2, 1 H3 cards, so it could definitely have been the case that he didn't have any more, but he did have. And E5 goes immediately for an early oil, so that's powerful. Takes Chaplin just to fix his happy faces, so suboptimal leader workings are his team, I suppose, like Chaplin also doing half the job, but actually works. I mean, he was desperate for a happy face solution, and he got a Chaplin, so he's probably just happy to have this actually, because otherwise he probably has to destroy stuff already. So the Chaplin works out nicely, but it's of course leader. Yeah, if you're just gonna use him for happy faces, it doesn't do that much in general, but in this case it works, and he gets the oil. So took the oil for 2, used the breakthrough and a rev ID. Took a rev ID in hand, sorry. So yeah, if you also get this and the early oil, it's really nice. I get to go for the oil and still have science. So yeah, this turn is, he couldn't hope for a much better start to H2, I think. H3, sorry. There is an Air Force on the board and he skips it. Not much of a choice, I suppose. Like, yeah, otherwise you don't go for the oil. Which, yeah, it's possible. You have classic armies, they really like an Air Force. It's a risk to not take Air Force, of course, especially this early. But yeah, this early oil is also super powerful, and you can probably hold up some kind of defense if you have infinite rock production. You even have an efficient upgrade in hand for the next one, so you'll always be threatening a good defense probably with this early oil. So of course, not having the Air Force seriously limits his offensive potential, and he is still behind on culture. But maybe a movie at this point really brings him back, of course, with the Chaplin. So yeah, I think this turn improves his position by a lot, and I definitely agree with taking the oil here and skipping the air force. So, of course, that means Pascalotopia gets it for just one civil action, which I'm not too happy about. And he also gets military theory, so that's a pity. Mechanic. Yeah, he has the irrigations, so Mechanic makes sense, gets it for one. Yeah, again, nice turn, gets military theory, gets air force. And yeah, he still has a very sizable culture lead, still has to produce here, so 63. And yeah, him having the air force makes, yeah, also the classical is available. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we'll see. So can I war him now? Oh yeah, also he had no cards in hand because he had to discard everything to defend against the aggression. So, and I'll go for the war. Okay. And just build 2 more cannons. I was maybe expecting him to go for Gandhi, but I guess he's not in a too problematic position. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one. Right, just taking all the reserves. Kind of an awkward turn actually, besides the warden. So yeah, go for war, build 2 cannons, and then I really have nothing else to do with my turn. And all the yellows are on 3 civil actions, and I just took all the reserves. I'm not sure what the reason was for taking like 3rd reserve and not Rev ID. If there was a particular reason for that, because this looks a little awkward. But yeah, I don't have the signs for any of this really. I would have liked to pick the tanks, but yeah, then the other 2 actions were kind of wasted. Like, okay, I can take the endowment, but that's 3 culture, and then the 3rd action is still useless. So I didn't find anything better to do than pick the 3 yellows. And yeah, I'm not really sure if I should take the Rev ID. Kind of depends how much science I plan to get from this, but we'll see that. I'm not gonna calculate now. Yeah, maybe I don't need that much science anymore anyway. So, and I just want to set up for one of. I know there's Red Cross in the game, so could be relevant to just have a bunch of reserves there. Pretty important when Red Cross is around. So, yeah, especially. I mean, not going for Red Cross myself probably, but it makes it easier for other people to go for a Red Cross if they have reserves in hand, and this actually makes this mechanic also very good. I think another reason maybe is just that I plan to go for more wars. Okay, I need to draw a war first, okay, or at least more aggressive stuff, and then these reserves just become the biggest commodity, the most important thing, because nobody's doing anything and just strength racing, and I think this might be that kind of game perhaps. Also because yeah, I'm behind on culture, so I kind of really want the war. Impact of progress is okay, it's good. And this is nice, yeah, that's also an event I knew, and I get rocks. And just one more thing about this turn, I did consider another turn where I just built more churches, But yeah, when you choose between churches and cannons, it's just gonna be cannons, I suppose. I didn't really like. I improved my culture production a bit by that, but I didn't see myself catching up to Pascalotopia in that way, and so I really felt I had to hurt him a bit now, and that's why I went for the war. Rev ID, okay, but there's no. So ID, yeah, he took and played one, but the third one, unfortunately, I think, came out. I was not happy to see this. Pascalotopia will get this one for free, basically, and I was hoping to hurt his science. Um, and I assumed e5 would take that copy that was here. So I was not really happy to see another one come out. Meanwhile, he upgraded all his oils, some more, took the tanks, and yeah, took a Rev ID, took engineering. So yeah, he now has a whole lot of rock production. I have to be careful because I'm not that far ahead of him either. One movie and he starts producing, and yeah, probably just build more movies. There's no Hollywood, there's internet. Mm, yeah, I'm not. I have to be careful not to be overtaken by e5 either. So that's tricky because now he has a big economy. And yeah, I expected him to copy the classical, but apparently one of those three cards was the shock troops. That's unfortunate. And yeah, as I said, he gets that Rev ID. I was not happy about it. Also gets Einstein Multimedia. It's nice, maybe. And so I only steal 3 signs. And then I go for an aggression plunder against e5. But this also fails. Yeah, pity. And fast food chains. Yeah, makes sense. I have even a lot of farms and mines, so that's cool. Uh, yeah, and it's available for cheap, only 3 actions. Get the EG as well, of course. Yeah. And then we have the free population, and now we go for the churches. Yeah. So just my culture production. And then I also take Meg Egg, satellites, and that's it. Yeah, going for fast food. As I said, I think that's clear. Building my churches. I'm not gonna spend the signs on opera here. Don't think those are gonna be producing enough at this point to make it worth it. And yeah, I only gained 3 signs from the war, which was less than I expected. That's unfortunate. I thought I would win 6 probably. I get the satellites, that's good because I have the impact of progress. And I get this mech egg because Red Cross is still in the game, and I could just go EG, finish fast food, and grab a Red Cross if at some point, maybe if that. So if I go for mech egg first, of course, but we'll see if I find the time for all that. So draw science, and this one's, let's see, not sure. And the movie falls down to 2, unfortunately. So it wasn't on the row, but yeah. So he gets 1 movie going and some military as well. Completes the 2nd army and is also at 39 strength. Now, after the aggression, he had to build stuff. to defend. And he gets the movie now, so he's at 10 production, still reasonably ahead. I have the wonder as well, so it's okay. But Pascalotopia is still pretty far ahead. So the last copy of reserves then, use the rev ID, take the build up, okay, just place rev ID to make space and grabs the military build up. So he has to prepare for war from me probably. Yeah, I have, like I can go for Air Force, play all 3 reserves. I think that was also maybe part of what made me take all those. So if I get an Air Force, I can just build 3 of them pretty much. Though the population's a little, I have to destroy some things. So yeah, he gets the build up, but he can't go for Air Force now. Yeah, no, he has to. It was just before producing science, so he can go for Air Force as well. Yeah, and I think he can go for 3 of these and 1 Air Force, if I remember correctly. Because in case he goes for war, actually, that was my. So I'm also thinking about war from his side, and he has 4 free Amazon, and with this he has lots of rocks, so he can now actually go for 3 more horses and 1 Air Force, and then he has plus 22 from tactic, plus 9, plus 5 is plus 36, so 33 more than me. So on my turn, I'll actually have to make sure that I am able to build three Air Forces or some other plan. Progress, right? I think I hadn't seen the progress before yet, so I think this is progress going in. But sometimes hard to see. Iconoclasm. I didn't know about this, I think. No. Yeah, but doesn't make a difference, right? I think he's gonna die anyway. So yeah, last turn for declaring wars. I don't have a war, so I don't have to think about that, but the Air Force is available, so I can for sure set up a defense, but I have to be careful in what I spend. Because like one option here that I was, like I said before, just go for Mecha X, like develop Mecha X and just upgrade 2, I think. And maybe just play that EG. I think that was a possible turn, because then I could for 1 action finish fast food, immediately grab Red Cross, start playing, and yeah, this would produce some food, and then play a reserve or something and get 4 stages maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, this whole plan was kind of moot because I saw the war potential from Pascalotopia, so I could not afford to go for mechanized agricultures here. So I have to grab this Air Force for sure, and I have to make sure that I can build 3 of them at least. So everyone is 10 and he was 33 ahead. So yeah, I need 3 Air Forces and like something else to defend. So question was, after taking the Air Force, what do I do? Because I can't afford to go for anything productive like this mechanized agriculture. But I found something I could do, and let's think upgrade 1 computer. And yeah, I also already used the AG. So I have 16 rocks plus these is 28. So yeah, I could build even 4 Air Forces. So I'm safe from war, I suppose. And I'll have 15 science, so I can get both of these stacks out. That's nice. Just getting extra tech. Yeah, this one of course is important for progress. I also need to find some way to produce extra food, whether that's the mechanic or something else. You could play reserve, could build a farm. Those are options. Yeah, and I can afford to build this computer because and also I drew Impact of Science, so which I was actually winning even before this computer by 4 against 3, but it's not gonna stay that way probably because he has Einstein multimedia. But if he goes for war with air forces, he's actually not getting multimedia, and he could go for war against E5. So yeah, this computer is just good for some impacts and also for science. So that's the thing I found I could do to get a little upgrade in while keeping everything in hand. Of course, going for a red cross is not possible. I won't have the actually I could if it drops to 2, I guess. It's only one. I have 9 actions. It's only one action to finish this. So if it drops to 2, say, then I have 3 actions remaining, and I can go reserves, build 2 stages. So just a little bit of red cross points, and that's one option. But then I don't get a satellite, so I don't know if that's worth it. Anyway, we'll see what happens. That's my turn. I also get this urban growth, so maybe get more computers for the impact of science. Draw war now, but tourism, it's not gonna do much. Immigration. Oh yeah, also there's a Cold War still coming, that's also part of the calculation. So I could go satellites plus Air Force, maybe, if I win the Cold War. He takes the UN, and that's his turn. Yeah, just upgrade some more military. Yeah. Becomes the strongest because of this. And yeah, he just took the UN and played his Rev ID and took a patriotism. Yeah, so he's just gonna complete UN, but he's still a bit behind on culture. So 45 to 60, not that much. Could still be close. And there's no war from Pascalotopia, just offers military alliance to me. I'm surprised he offered it to me actually. I don't know why. Because I think I'm closer to him than E5 is. So I don't really understand why I get this, but probably also doesn't matter much. Like it means if I see it now that I win a strength event, I'm not sure why he wants this. So he does go for Einstein Multimedia now. He also didn't have that many draws actually. Well, he did at first, but then he had to discard all of them at some point. So maybe he just doesn't have a war, or he just thinks this is a better play. And we end up all at 42 strength. Yeah, again, not sure why. Like if he offers the pack to E5, then on my turn I'm the weakest, and now he's the weakest. So, and this is the Cold War, so it's an event that I know about and he doesn't. So I'm not really sure why I got it packed. Other than that, yeah, makes sense. Go for multimedias then. And it means the science is close now, or harder to win for me, but I think yeah, now we are around at my last turn, so I remember this part at least. I do see the impact of science. Cold War comes out, but I don't think it was relevant even for me now. I'm not really gonna use the 6 science. So I'm building 2 more farms, and that's a big fast food. And I get satellites. Also, by the way, interesting to note. So Pascalotopia did not take any cards from the row, so that the red cross stayed here. So the play I said before, just finish this, take red cross for 5, play 2 reserves, and build 2 stages. Yeah, it doesn't work because he did not take any cards and just left it at this spot. I'm not really sure that was my best option, but it may well have been actually. But I don't get the satellites, so no, probably not. So I don't think it was my best option regardless, but he stopped it by leaving red cross there. Let's continue. So what's happening? I'm just playing all my reserves and then destroying a warrior and going for all the computers, and that's it. So this was my initial plan for the turn, and then I had another plan, and I was going to do that actually, which was develop the Air Force and not build the third computer, but instead build an Air Force. Because then I'm at sorry, not upgrade the last computer. I had to build a computer, but not upgrade the last one. And instead, I would use that action to develop Air Force, and I think disband this and build an Air Force. Yeah, that's it. This makes me a bit stronger. I thought maybe the reason for that military alliance is because he's gonna see the impact of strength, and it just works out better with the 3 strength on me instead of on e5. So that was one reason to do this. And also, so at that point I would be at 12 science, and he can beat 12 science, but only exactly by building a printing press and a lab. And by doing this, I think I would maybe like make him think I have impact of strength in there, or not really think I have impact of science, I guess. So I thought there was a good chance that he would not go for build a printing press and a lab to beat impact of science, because you have to be pretty sure of your call to do that, because it's clearly not his optimal line. So, and then I would have an Air Force, and it will also be good for yeah, there's also the crime wave in there. So there are 2 H2 events. One is seeded by E5, the other by me. Mine is the crime wave. So I also want to win this crime wave. So these were reasons to go for the Air Force. I just think my turn is a little better like this, and if he's not going to beat the 12 science, then that looks fine. But besides the risk that he would do that, there was then I would think I was willing to take that risk. But the problem is the event by e5. There's not that many events remaining, and the one that I'm most worried about is terrorism, because it obviously makes sense for him to have seeded terrorism, and if he does that, I lose 1 lab, and he loses multimedia, but he can still beat me, I think. Then if I like not the way it is now, then I go to 10 and he goes to 8. But he can beat me if I don't upgrade this third lab. And so because of this reason mainly, I went with this turn and not with the Air Force turn. This was also better for impact of tech, which is definitely something that could happen, because now I don't have an action to build another technology. Or I would have to not build this 5th mine, but yeah, this is also good for some impacts. Gives me 2 points directly. So yeah. Also means I'm not touching the card row. Didn't have time for that anyway, but the red cross will be here, and if e5 leaves it alone, it will be in this spot, which will make it hard for Pascalotopia to get much out of it. Like, you can just build 2 stages, yeah, but then he doesn't get to do anything else. So yeah, because developing a tech is also worth 3 points. So if he just builds the 2 stages, he still loses something. Okay, that's my last turn. and I have seen e5 turn before, and then I do not know what happens. Yeah, so the event by e5, I saw this, unfortunately, not my crime wave being revealed, but the freedom of movement. And yeah, that gives them both more options, so that's not good. What did he do with it? Moved irrigation to religion, gets the UN, and competition, which is not good for me. It's of course good for himself, and I also lose 1 point versus Pascalotopia. And lab to movie. Culture is also a very bad impact for me. I hope we won't see that. And technology is very good for him now. So now the crime wave comes out, but yeah, if e5 has the right impacts, he still might win this. And yeah, unfortunately, I also lose the crime wave now, and he just go for the 2 stages. But if tech is in, that means he's also scoring only 8. I'm also scoring 8 for tech, I think, so that would be 12 points for e5, and culture is also a lot for him. So first of all, my progress. Okay. Industry. So science is the only one I know about, I think. Government, okay, that's fine. That's good even. Okay. Culture. And I'm gonna get 7. So close. So close, so close. Just 1 point short. Pity. Well, can't win all of them, but just 1 point. Good game, really good game. Also e5 only 20 points behind, so got pretty close in the end. Yeah, so a second place, not bad. 3 wins, 1 second place, but just by 1 point. Okay, so that's the 4th one finished, and yeah, right now there are no other finished games. Next one probably a couple of days still, we'll see. But okay, so I'm still doing fine, and I'll see you next time. Bye.